Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Quentin. Yeah. Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Yeah. Quentin Quarantino. Yeah. Quarantino. Quentin Quarantino. Quarantino. Yeah. Quarantino. Quentin. Yeah. Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Yeah. Quarantino. Quentin. Quarantino. Quarantino. Yeah. Quarantino. Quentin. Yeah. Man, I be feeling like Quentin. Yeah. Nobody taking a shot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, 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 peace and love. It's the Wolfpack Choonz episode. Check the font down there. You know what I'm saying? Remember to like, subscribe, and do everything that you can. Tell your cousin, tell your friend, the Wolfpack Choonz every Sunday, baby. Chilling here with, obviously, the Wolves. El Mafioso. Boom, 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 boom.
It's the biggest of the best of freshest. It's the
Come on, Chicadana.
The freestyle king, dead or alive.
One time said people at home, and then shout out to the shout out to the big homie Prince.
Yo, it's cool. What kind? What's up?
Peace and love, yo. So, gents, this is very simple. What we're gonna be talking about is very vast, and it's made up of so many layers, right? So there's the audience being people who receive music, that is, and then there's show promoters. There's also, I'd say, producers, people who are behind the scenes, camera guys and whatnot. What are we missing in terms of the music industry, or let's say entertainment industry, just to make it wide? Entertainment industry, I mean, if we look around, people are killing it, and we do have the content, and we're actually doing good, but there's some box that we are not taking. And that's pretty much obvious. Yeah, it's pretty much obvious. Yeah. So in your, I'll start with Printer. From where you stand as an audience, I know how it's like. It's like
the second time.
Right, but it's cool.
But instead of Printer,
it's cool.
No, it's fine. We have to keep it moving.
Yeah, no, for me, I just always wonder, because I'm not in the game anymore for, I think, very, very long time. So always.
Ooh, can you please slant that picture of the Wolfpack looking like poverty?
Oh, no.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Don't do that.
When I was into that,
yes.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like
And
it's a long time ago.
the bootlegs and everything.
It's a long time ago, but I always wonder, because being out the game, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And for me, it's always a question of, is the music or the content accessible, right? Because if I struggle to know what's going on, or who's hot, who's not, you know, what's the hottest song right now, to me that tells me the music is not accessible. I can't go on YouTube, for instance, and find the latest hot song. I can't go on Apple Music. There's just almost no avenue where I can source local music, whereas the channels are there. So I don't know if it's the artists that are slacking, or if it's the consumers that are not looking in the right places. I don't know. You know.
Great, because you also have that background of being in the corporate space, right? So what do you think maybe from where you stand, an artist or management or entertainment firm could do to appeal to that in terms of taking them serious? Because we're not seeing more of that, you know, corporate endorsements.
I think for me, like you said, working in corporate,
As a boss.
right? Institutions are in the business of making money.
Right.
Right. At the end of the day, it's got to be beneficial to you as the artist, and it also has to be beneficial to them as a corporate institution.
Of course.
Right? If you can align your brand to what their vision and, you know, all those things are, then you'll be a shoo-in. But if it's a mismatch, then what's the point?
Right.
They won't do it just for the sake of doing it, right? Unless it's corporate social responsibility or whatever the case. But you also need to position yourself as an artist. So do your background on those institutions. Yeah.
That's dope. Mafioso, you like deep in the... You like the Sway, dog. In fact, Sway can't even live up to what you have done for the game.
Wow.
Real talk.
Real talk.
If you're talking local context,
Real
local
talk
content
100.
and local context, you've been holding it down with the beat down. You have numerous artists that you've had on, not just artists, but people in the entertainment space. So you stand in a great position to literally see what's happening, the trades, cats getting a big head because they got that, you know, they got that TV time. You've seen it all. So what's like maybe the shortcoming that we have as entertainers?
For me, more than anything, as Sway in the evening.
In the evening.
Bars.
So in the evening.
What I realize is that we aspire to be like international artists,
Right.
but the work does sometimes. I'll fault the artists and also fault the consumers in the country. So for the artists, there's a big lack of professionalism.
How, Sway?
Hey.
That's dope.
So I'll give you the answers.
You ain't got these.
Got the answers this time.
So here's the thing: what people don't understand is they'll see a flow rider going out topless, or they'll see a Kanye blasting someone on Twitter or whatever. But what they don't understand is that Kanye has a team that's going to come now behind him and clean up the messes. He's got a PR team, he's got a manager, sort of all those things. But they see that persona and then they want to be that, and they don't do the work. So they're not pushing themselves. They're not putting their music up on, because Kanye doesn't worry about if his music made it to iTunes, because he's got people for that. But so he can talk his talk because someone else is going to come up now. So what I've seen with our local artists is that they want to talk the talk, but when it comes to the work, like I can tell you now that there's probably 30% of artists who know how easy it is to get your music onto iTunes, Deezer, and all of that.
Right.
30% at most in the country. And it's a simple Google search to find all of that. But they'll tell you, to get music, you gotta, go to this and that. In this day and age, you've got to be able to say, what do you do? I'm a musician, and I can pull up my phone and go, where are you? And find you now.
Right.
Not as opposed to, I didn't come with my song today. I'll send you, what's your number? You know what I mean?
Do you have a flash?
Yeah, do you have a flash? So we're failing on all of that. Artists don't have managers. You can't, it's very difficult to be the talent and the office.
And do the admin.
And you know what I mean? Because the
Shout out
admin is
Sway.
a huge part of the work. You've got artists who are doing great things, but they're doing the great things on stage, and they have a team who's working with them to do all of that. Because you've got to concentrate on your craft.
The craft.
Now, the other side, the consumer. Unfortunately, in the past, what we've been given is international, and we've grown accustomed to going now to look for international. Now, when you see a headline that says Drake has a new album, Drake doesn't come to you, right?
Not at all.
You as a Swati national, go and find Drake.
Right.
Because of the culture that was created, we would say, where it's at is international. Good music is international. But things have changed, and we've been screaming local is lekker. We've been saying, and artists have been, as much as I said they need to put in more work, they have been putting some hectic work. The music has gotten better. We're getting more music videos. So now the people who need to consume this thing must also come to the party by searching for Drake and searching for Psycho Lucian, searching for Lil Wayne and searching for 80 Script. You know what I mean? As opposed to Nilo 80 Script. You know what I mean? Are you on iTunes?
Not yet.
That's the problem.
But it's funny how you mentioned Shut Up Shorty, dog, because you're in the game, my dog.
What?
Right?
He's game adjacent is what he is.
You don't need
Nah,
that.
he's
You got
in the
haters
game.
already, dog.
He's in the game. But I mean, there's always going to be haters for
I'm
dog.
You
kidding.
don't need that.
Like, bro, you've, like, on a real tip, like, you've hosted shows, you've sponsored artists who are in the music game, entertainment game, you know what I'm saying? And you've partnered up also with media houses that actually provide these platforms. For instance, your Farai Foundation, your Swazi Boy and whatnot. From all of that, would you say, are we doing good? Are we maybe maintaining what we've had for the longest time? Or are we declining? What's your perspective on that?
Sorry, before he answers, you're killing it, though.
Shout out to the crib.
You're killing it, though, man.
He's on.
No, man, you're killing it.
He's on.
Okay, continue, though.
First and foremost, my name is Shut Up Shorty. I'm a rapper. And I got a freestyle for the homies today. It's easy, it's quick. I only waste nobody's time. She got down there,
No,
rocking
dog, we don't want
bandanas,
you
going
to
bananas, killing niggas like hammer.
Do you even still remember the
with
questions?
that said, yo,
Slip from the throne,
that's
bro.
the rap, because I had to come through as a rapper first, so I can push my stuff. You
Right.
know, there's a platform for all of us to push. Shout out to my Vava too.
Shout out to
You know, for
Mavava.
time,
Mavava.
my homie. Love
Shout
that
out to
nigga.
Mavava.
So you know what it is. Hey, I know I've been in the game a while. Even I've been a fan. Like one of my favorite artists from the jump, Louie. Straight like tilted.
That's
Shout out to the
lovely.
soundtrack. That is crazy. That makes the whole show.
And I be feeling like Quincy.
So, honestly speaking, from what I've seen in the game, and I'm not trying to offend anyone and anything, I feel like there was this huge gap when 80 Script left the game, when you left the game also, and people didn't come in to fill the shoes. So for me, that felt like a huge decline. Like, if Louis decides to not put out music for so long, let me hear someone else, let me be entertained by someone else. And I think I'm relevant enough to actually know who's popping and who's not. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just crazy that I never ever, till today, even now, there's a few, if any, other rappers that I can actually refer to and be like, oh snap, this is like a young Lucian, this is like a young 80, or this is such and such, or something just new on its own. There was someone who actually I was looking forward to for the longest time, Harris, brought in by 80. And
beef.
Yeah. I felt like that nigga was supposed to pop off. And it never happened due to whatever the industry does to rappers and the game itself. So I'm just speaking about hip hop because I'm passionate about that. And for me, I haven't seen much. The only person in the industry that sort of pushed and broke boundaries, and I hope it can be more consistent, is Sans, and that nigga like just put us all out there, you know. It was nice, and I thought all of us in the game would then just jump, you know, like jump on it. And now Sans hasn't put out much yet out since that time, since when he popped off that time in SA. Until today, it's still a little bit quiet. You see, so for me, it's a decline, a huge decline. I'll blame it on COVID, just to not get people fighting me and saying, yo, you ain't find my. I did it on Twitter once, and I had people sending me their links like, yo, it's because you didn't find this and this. But my guy, you should be. You know, you're the artist, I'm the consumer. At the end of the day, you know, even I push merch, you know. And if you haven't heard
Shout out
of
to Mark
Mark
Swag.
Swag, it means I'm not going to church. It's not your job to find me, it's my job to find you. So
nice,
it's a
nice.
huge decline, like this time, especially for hip hop. Because shout out Vedem Seni, shout out Nswa. Like,
Shout out Tenderness as well.
Tenderness.
Yeah.
The consistency there. And even the way, even when Tenderness puts in an order for 5 t-shirts, so professional, dog. Like there's an NDA there, you know. There's like the email. It's so nice, man. So
That's
shout
dope,
out to
that's
that.
dope.
Like, so I feel like
You just breached the NDA, by the way.
I was actually thinking the same thing, though.
cut that out. So I feel like to a certain extent, shout out to Kingdom XLR for actually
Word up.
helping us get the content on time. Like
Right,
for me, dog, you always on time.
That's
you know,
real,
shout out
that's
to you
real.
for giving back to the industry with that. And I hope 80
That's
comes
real.
back and gives back again, because honestly speaking, these are pioneers, you know. Shout out Courtesy also. People are really, really trying.
I'm
to
happy
keep
that
it-
you
keep the
actually
game.
went the huge, I'd say, stretch between talking about maybe Harris the Niner, right, and talking about Courtesy, right. These are people. I'll also be obviously biased because I'm from hip hop cloth, right. But I've been having this conversation with Lusoloja, and he was actually breaking down the whole, I'd say, generations of the music industry, but specifically hip hop. Could see from, I guess, the 90s, the way cats who were doing it, Bo Chilla, and then the second generation was Bo Courtesy, and then Bo Konza, and then third generation, your Diba Dibas, Bo Cracks, Psycholution, and right? That might have been the golden. And then,
It was, not might have been. It
oh,
was.
snap.
It's Naba time.
Yeah.
Naba
it was.
time, yeah,
crazy.
third
When
generation.
Destined to
On my
when Destined to Shine
level.
dropped,
Destined to
that was the
Shine.
moment.
That's real.
That was the moment.
Destined to
That's
shine.
real.
That was the
Destined
moment.
to shine.
That was the
So that was third generation. Then fourth generation, your Kenas, your 80 scripts, Ghetto Villa, even
Ghetto
Switch
Villa.
with the church.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
shout out
know.
Switch, actually.
So that was like fourth generation. So now we're in the fifth, right? So there's cats like RK who happen not to know where we come from, right? But I think in the words, I forgot who said this, but you don't blame the school for keeping the lectures continuing. It's your responsibility for doing the homework. When did the lesson start? And then you catch up, then you represent going forward. So with that said, bro, I feel like yes, there is a gap of platforms, but I like to look at this thing like soccer, bro. Like you check football, you find a dizzy Dr. Kumalo dog who's still in the game but not on the mic or on the field, right? So even with the game, for instance, I like seeing cats like Courtesy creating platforms for artists. You know, seeing other cats, maybe I'd like to see maybe a Diba, for example, putting cats from Manzini on a platform because of the time.
You rep the city.
You
though.
can't be the new kid on the block twice. You get me? So let's find different roles in the game. And speaking of what Mafioso was actually saying earlier, that you need a team. You're only as strong as your team. So just a piece of advice with the cats who are actually doing the music thing. The friends that you have, find a role for them in your thing. You get me? Because them saying, yo dog, are they gonna put us in also? Like when you're booked,
that's
that doesn't help the perks.
So Louis, can I ask you something?
Yeah,
bro?
sure.
Because it's easy to speak theoretically and speak by the book and what should and what, but you're someone who's been in maybe all four or maybe three of the four generations that you speak about.
Right.
You're the man on the ground. Tell us the hard facts now. You went from, you were the new kid on the block, you were the fresh kid on the block, and now you're the timer on the, not the timer on the block, but the
OG nigga.
the OG, the OG on the block.
Yeah.
What
You're a
has,
gatekeeper.
there we go. You're a day one. What has been, and you've actually had the privilege of even crossing over to the border, and, sharing oxygen with people like KO, and things like that, and sitting down with them.
Sharing oxygen.
Wow.
What a tune.
Wow.
Alright, go on.
So I just want to know, dog, what's the hard facts about the reality of the industry in Eswatini? The difficulties and the things that are holding us back, because you are an artist.
Yo, bro, I think number one, going back to what Printer was saying, just appealing to the people that you need help from. You get me? So the simple things like using the internet, not for social media but for research, So I think we're not in a position where we're spoiled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Majority of and I'm gonna say it right now, majority of us are waiting for bookings versus creating the value for you to attract the bookings, right? So even if they don't book you, there's 25 guys who are coming to watch me at my show, which is consistent every month, wherever. So taking it back, for instance, with Psycholution and the band, I think 2013 plus, what we did is hosting our own shows so that people like your trade fairs and your bushfires were like under pressure when they have their shows. Like, yo, we can't not have this guy because he has the word on the street. So I think it's merely that, cutting off the stuff of being spoiled and actually having your proposals knock on the doors, bro. Because the more we don't knock on the doors, just to wrap it up, the more we don't knock on the doors, is the more the budgets decrease from these companies. So we need to knock on the doors, man. We need to play our parts all around, from the artists to the show promoters to the consumers. Everybody has a part to play. And I'm afraid. I'm so afraid.
Why are you afraid,
Why are
dog?
you afraid?
I'm afraid we have to close it off.
Please, can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
Quickly.
Right, because I'm not an artist or in the business, right? Anymore, right? I live vicariously through the homies, right? So I just want to know, is it a question of, is it a lack of content, or is it a lack of quality? Is the content there, but the quality is not there, or is the quality there, but not enough content? Because I'm outside looking in, I'm not getting anything as a consumer.
I think we have both.
Yeah.
We have both
Yeah,
quality and we both have content. We also have content. Now it's platforms.
It needs to be, we need to be in your face. now.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So it's the work really now.
Pretty much, location.
But also, you being the consumer must also be open to receiving the artist.
Correct.
Yo, let's wrap it up. Yo, I've been ringing the bell.
Yeah.
Speaking of ringing the bell, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Asante Guest House
You're not gonna do
out
that
here in Manzini. Peace and love.
dog.
Do you want to say some shout outs, dog?
No, does you shout out my Vava one more time.
One
Shout
more
out to you for
time
wearing
to
that.
my
dog.
RIP
That
to the
means
homies.
everything to the homies.
RIP to the homies.
Peace and love.
But
Shout out.
Okay, we hit the shout out.
Damn, I asked for it. It's just swag now. It's a like, comment, subscribe. I begged for this shout out. Shout out to my family, my mom.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Asante.
You just win a Grammy.
Whoa. Yo, dog, this is the Wolfpack Choonz.
And we out.
Can I drop a freestyle?
Shout out to Asante.
Yeah.